football fans. This is the ESPNLA USC Trojan Media Network.
Presented by Pechanga Resort Casino.
Are you ready for some football?
And here we go, Tuesday, December 30th, 2025, the Valero Alamo Bowl.
You are listening to USC football, presented by Pechanga Resort Casino.
Touchdown, USC! It is time for our USC Trojans in San Antonio at the Alamo Dome to take on the TCU Horned Frogs. USC TCU.
Mayava with Lemon this way along with McCree. Hines and Lane the other way. Throw underneath, complete, and a touchdown USC. Mekhi Lemon makes the catch. The Trojans are back within one touchdown, and I'm not sure how.
The Valero Alamo Bowl to wrap up the 2025 football season.
Ignition sequence start. 5, 4, 3, 2.
And yes, 2 hours until kickoff in San Antonio.
This is the Trojan Tailgate Show, presented by YETI.
And the Trojans take over on downs. How do you do?
Brought to you by
YETI. We make gear that helps you stay out longer, travel farther, and live harder.
Pechanga Resort Casino, proud partner of USC football.
Stone Brewing, proud partner of USC Athletics.
And by Invesco QQQ, the official ETF partner of the USC Trojans.
Alamo Bowl time for our USC Trojans. Let's do it. Fight off.
On your home of the Trojans.
Now, here's the Trojan Tailgate Show with Jordan Moore,
Shaun Cody, Sua Cravens,
and Cody Kessler.
Hello and welcome to the Trojan Tailgate Show, presented by YETI. We are live inside the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, Texas, getting you set for the Valero Alamo Bowl between the USC Trojans and the TCU Horned Frogs. I am Jordan Moore alongside the All-American Shaun Cody. We've got a great perch here just about the 50-yard line in this cool old barn. And then back in our LA studio, we've got our guys, Cody Kessler and Sua Cravens. Hope everyone had a great holiday. Good to be back for a little bit of football to close out 2025 before your big New Year's party, Shaun.
Yeah, great holiday, great Christmas with everybody. Good to be here in San Antonio. Just got in here this morning. I know, Jordan, you've been here for a couple days.
Some of us have been here doing the work.
Yeah, no, showed up this morning, ready to go for this big game, TCU versus USC.
Sua's been doing
Shaun,
the work.
I must
go ahead, Cody.
I must have missed the invite. Well, I heard Jordan say you got a New Year's party coming up. My invite must have got lost in the mail.
You did not miss the invite. We all just got the invite moments ago. Yes. So that was your invite right there.
Everybody in the booth got the invite moments ago, and they ruined it by getting mad, and so I uninvited everyone, so no one's invited, actually. So sorry, guys, but you guys are uninvited already.
What about us back in the booth?
No chance. No chance, definitely not Sua.
We miss you guys, too.
Sua, how's the golf game, bud?
It's okay. I didn't get an invite from Shaun. I'm looking at my phone. I don't know where you sent it.
No, it's not. It's not. There's a fake invite, Sua.
Work associates, guys. Work associates.
He doesn't want us there. Hey, let's get into a lot been going on around this program. They've invented a new concept, which is sort of the public announcement of signings or re-signings, basically announcing which guys are coming back on your roster as they sign their contract to do so. So I wanted to get into the offense in this segment. We'll get to the defense in the next segment, but. Offensive re-signings, Shaun. I mean, I would assume first and foremost the news is Jaden Mayava is back, and continuity quarterback is a pretty big deal.
Yeah, for sure. That was the one I think most people were waiting for. If you get your quarterback back, you can kind of build off that, and that's what it looked like. I thought it was kind of cool they did that kind of the signing thing. It felt like an NFL kind of experience, like a one-year contract. Maybe it's multiple years. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes. So, but definitely put it out there and letting everybody know who's coming back on the team. Thought it was kind of a unique thing the Trojans did.
It is just kind of an acknowledgement of reality a little bit, because that is happening whether you like it or not. So at least it clears it up, and so now we know, and so now everyone knows, Cody, that Jaden Mayava comes back, and he's a guy that progressed so much this season, and really going into next year, I imagine we'll have a lot of hype as both of a potential NFL first round pick kind of guy, Heisman kind of guy. It'll be a big offseason for him.
Yeah, I'm excited for Jaden to come back. And I thought he was a borderline NFL guy, but I think this is the right decision for him. Get one more year under his belt. He now has one full season as a starter in this system, so he can self-scout in the offseason, watch some tape, take that experience into fall camp and obviously spring ball as well. But, yeah, I'm excited for him. It's going to be great for him to come back, be a leader of this team, it's always a good thing when your quarterback comes back. You don't have to worry about who's in control of the offense.
A little less sexy, Sua, but the offensive line continuity is the other thing that really stood out to me. You're getting most of those guys back. Guys got a lot of experience this year. There was a nice rotation of 7-8 guys this year, and they should have a lot of experience returning along the line next season.
Yeah, you love to get your entire or most of your O-line back. You have that rapport and that relationship and that trust in each other and everybody. So it's nice to get that back, but it also wouldn't hurt to get maybe one or two big dogs in that portal for that O-line just for depth purposes. I know this O-line dealt with a lot of injuries and rotating a lot of spots this year, so it wouldn't hurt to have 2 or 3 at your disposal.
Plus, I think you get a couple young guys who may be in the mix. So the big Pepe kid, a lot of people say he's got some skills on him, can come in and maybe contribute early, so you count on him, and then maybe, like Sua said, you add a depth piece there that can kind of rotate around. Yeah, it does seem like that they like developing their offensive linemen, and they've had more success doing that this year than the last couple years where we saw them try to plug and play with transfers. They've had a lot of success plug and play transfers at running back, but maybe not a huge need there right now because Wayman Jordan's coming back, King Miller's coming back. You feel pretty good at that spot too. Yeah, it was definitely not knowing about King Miller this year and him popping on the scene, having a fantastic year adds a piece there. And then Wayman Jordan, the way he started the season, just phenomenal. Looked like every bit of a running back number one. Unfortunately, with injuries, kind of cut short his season, but get those two guys back in the backfield, nice 1-2 punch for next year. Cody, we weren't surprised, by the receivers leaving. Both those guys were projected NFL guys, but the backup quarterback is one we haven't seen the re-signing yet. We expect to see Hassan Longstreet play today, but he's kind of the one name out there where we're sort of still in wait-and-see mode on.
Yeah, and obviously I anticipate him coming back. I think for him, he's got a chance this year to play in a couple games, get his feet wet to learn the system, and those mental reps are very important. I know everyone thinks nowadays you got to hurry up and play, but it's also important, to get those mental reps to learn so you don't get thrown in there before you're ready. And if he does come back next year, which I fully anticipate, I do believe with Lincoln Riley and how he's always ran, his offense, is it's going to be a competition. He's going to let Jade Maiava and Hassan Longstreet be able to compete because that's what you want here at USC. And when you have two good quarterbacks on your roster, it's a good problem to have. Yeah, watching Hassan out there warm up. Real quick, Sua, it seems like the portal, if you're looking for additions for the offense, wide receiver seems like the most obvious spot.
Yes, I think wide receiver has to be the go-to, and there just happens to be a Mr. Somebody that just put his name in the portal. There's several Mr. Somebodies out there. I'm not going to say any names. There's a couple people I want. There's also somebody up north that we could grab. But there are a few big-time names out there that I think if USC had to spend a pretty penny on, we should do it immediately. And who wouldn't want to be a wide receiver to showcase themselves in this Lincoln Riley system with Maiava coming back, seeing what Makai Lemon just did winning the Blitnikoff Award? Seems like a pretty good fit for any of those top guys out there. The defense in flux as well. Let's get into that when we come back. This is the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by YETI.
Picture it. Your holiday table, the family cooking together, the scent of golden brown bread, rosemary from roasted potatoes, and a salad so crisp it snaps, spiced cider in every glass, laughter around every plate. At Ralph's, we know these moments matter, and we make it easier to bring them to life with quality that's affordable in every aisle. This season, don't just host, make every moment unforgettable. Ralph's, serving SoCal for over 150 years.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
It's time to recharge, reconnect, and rediscover your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino. And with your resort favorites back in action, there's all of the excitement and comfort you love with the peace of mind you can depend on. So whenever you're ready for a little rest, a little relaxation, and a lot of fun, we'll be here. Play your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino today.
This is the Alamo Bowl, USC TCU on AM 1070. For all your news coverage, hear it right now on 97.1 FM KNX News Radio. USC football, fight on.
Hey, Trojan fans. At Ralph's, you get high quality and low prices, so you never have to compromise your budget. Save on thousands of items throughout the store. Ralph's, fresh for everyone. And don't let someone else drive off in the Audi model you've always wanted. Visit your Southern California Audi dealer to get behind the wheel of yours today, or visit SoCalAudiDealers.com for more information. Welcome back to the Valero Alamo Bowl Trojan Tailgate Show, presented by YETI with Shaun Cody, Cravens and Cody Kessler. I am Jordan Moore. Let's talk about defense, guys. Again, not a ton of surprises for me. Maybe the biggest one is Devin Tompkins hitting the portal. He was a leader on this team, a guy that was a big name certainly coming into the season, albeit not somebody that had huge production numbers this season. But for the most part, Shaun, the defensive line seems like the most intact group going into next season. Yeah, and I think you're kind of seeing a reshaping of what Coach Henderson wants his defensive line to look like. You know, they keep on Jakeem Stewart, and they keep big Jah Jarrett around. So you're seeing the kind of body types they're kind of building around. Devin Tompkins, he felt that, kind of that 3 technique, maybe end body a little bit more, not really that big stout guy maybe they want inside. So maybe, I don't know what the conversations were there. You don't know if it's a contract thing or if it's he wants to play somewhere else. But so all the luck, best of luck to him as he moves on. But I think they're trying to reshape what they do up front. You saw a little bit of a little more stout in the run game, a little better pass rush. So those things you got to keep building on, and I think that's what they're trying to do. Jakeem Stewart coming back is a big one. Cam Crawford, Braylon Shelby, some big names back. Jah Jarrett did not have a very healthy season. Sounds like he might play here today, but he's also signed to come back next season. So you'll have some names that you recognize. So some big players coming in as well. And then Sua, we'll get to it maybe a little bit more as the show goes on. But D'Anton Lynn moving on to Penn State. How do you think that changes things from a personnel perspective? As you look at the personnel that you're going to need going into next season.
It shouldn't change a lot, because as an athlete, you shouldn't be going to a school because of the coach. You should be going because of a number of things. Obviously, the coach that you want is important, but you're going for development. You're going for experience and a chance to play on a national platform. But secondly, it depends on the DC we bring in, obviously, but I want to see what we can cater to the strengths on our defense. Like, can we get a 4-2-5 style type defense and be a little bit more athletic for every play type of down? So looking at the type of DCs coming in, it's going to be interesting to see. But as a player that's already there, I wouldn't be worried.
Do you think that does matter, though, to Jordan's question, is the scheme? I know you don't commit to a coach, and there's other things that you look forward to doing and playing for Lincoln Riley and the foundation he's put in place. But do you think that's going to affect players and maybe Devin Tompkins and some of these decisions because of the scheme that they think they fit in or they don't?
Well, maybe my opinion's biased, because when I got to SC, my DC got fired like a month before I even got there.
But you're very versatile. You can play
So
in
for
many
me, I'm biased because I'm like, hey, it doesn't matter who's the coach. I'm going to do what I have to do. But for some guys, it depends. Like for a big guy that's on the inside, you better be able to take on a double team, or a coach is not going to be able to have you in on every single play, and that might affect where you go. You might want to go to the SEC where the ball's a little slower. I think it really affects. I think Sua's a great example. Kind of those guys that are in-between players, those guys who are thinking, hey, am I a linebacker? Am I a safety? Am I a 3-4 end? Am I an outside linebacker? Like those kind of guys, I think it affects, because there's a decision in those coaching meetings where they want to put certain body types, and but the other bodies, I mean, you want some big nose guards. You want a big middle linebacker who can play. You want a big strong safety. So those bodies maybe not the same, but those tweener guys, I think sometimes it can affect their decision. I don't know how locked down the spots are in the back seven going into next season. We'll see, where they dip into the portal. But Desmond Stevens coming back seems like a big name. He, a guy that really developed over the course of this season and had to sort of grow up as a leader in this defense in a hurry. And then those two safeties, Pearson and Urlacher, who really got some huge experience at the end of the season. So potentially a spine returns there, but that's still probably dependent. Yeah, I mean, we saw some things from Desmond Stevens this year, and some great signs where he sparked in some games and played some real games. Other games, a little bit of struggles, but that's part of the learning process of a young player. Is just you're going to go through some of those ups and downs, just learning what kind of indicators he's going off on the field, and that's becoming a veteran player, and that's something we saw him kind of do in live experience. I thought Jaden Walker made some strides this year. He's also signed back up. You got Elijah Definitely
Newby.
Excited that Urlacher signed back. Like I really liked how he played when he did get in.
Yeah, him. You got Elijah Newby coming back. Like you said, Christian Pierce on the edge. Marcellus Williams is coming back. So you got some guys that you need back there to kind of keep that continuity back there as this thing goes forward. Yeah, I was going to ask you about corner, Cody. You think Marcellus Williams? I mean, still probably competing at both those spots going into next year.
Yeah, I'm glad Shaun mentioned him because that's who I was going to say. Is Marcellus Williams for me, obviously losing to Carlos and not having a lot of continuity on the outside. That is a big staple for him. And he got thrown into the fire this year. He's going to be an important piece going forward, but that's what you need to happen sometimes. Like Sua just said about Desmond Stevens and some of these younger players, you have to learn by making mistakes. And then you can go forward and you can go have that offseason to watch the film and figure out what you're good at and what you need to get better at. So I think Marcellus Williams has an extremely high ceiling. I think he's going to continue to get better on the outside.
Two other guys I should mention that re-signed, Judea Basiri, who really closed the season strong. And Floyd Boucard, who I know that a lot of people liked. I know Shaun's a big fan of his game. Had an injury mid-season, which maybe cost him some run out there. But he's a guy potentially with a bright future and should play a factor here today. Hey, let's do our offensive game plan next. Keely Eure was stepping up for us this week, so she's got a couple interviews. The first one's coming up next on the Trojan Tailgate Show, presented by YETI.
Tommy Trojan is at the 10, the 5, touchdown, USC.
Make big plays on the field and in life. With iTrust Capital, you can buy and sell crypto 24/7 in a secure premium custody account or in a tax-advantaged crypto IRA. iTrust Capital is easy to use and has no sign-up fees. Don't be a Monday morning quarterback. Make big plays now. Visit itrustcapital.com/USC to start investing today. Use promo code Trojans to get $100. iTrust Capital, the official cryptocurrency platform of the USC Trojans.
Taxes and conditions may apply. Fees apply. Cryptocurrencies are a speculative investment.
Jersey Mike's subs are great to enjoy in all kinds of places.
So you can have a turkey provolone at the park?
I love to eat outside.
Or an original Italian at work?
Absolutely.
Ooh, I can have a Mike's Famous Philly at 2 a.m. while digging a tunnel to my neighbor's basement.
Whoa, do they know?
No. And don't tell them.
Okay, mum's the word. Freshly sliced and freshly grilled subs for any time, anywhere. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
Yeah, go.
Invesco QQQ is the official ETF partner of the USC Trojans. The future isn't scary. Not realizing its potential, however, could be. To build a championship team, you have to consider each recruit, transfer, and prospect. If you see the potential in one player, you can build potential in the whole team. Let's rethink possibility. Invesco Distributors, Inc.
Cleans, racing all the way. Oh, what fun it is to drive when an Audi leads the way. What fun it is to drive along in an Audi every day.
Drive performance all the way home. Celebrate the season of Audi at your local Audi dealer.
This is the Alamo Bowl, USC TCU on AM 1070. For all your news coverage, hear it right now on 97.1 FM KNX News Radio. USC football, fight on.
Want the inside scoop on this game and all things Trojans? Be sure to sign up for the 3 Torches presented by Smart & Final. It's a free newsletter that'll hit your email inbox 3 times a week with game info, player insights, and more. Go to usctrojans.com/3 Torches and sign up. And introducing Celaya Tequila, brought to you by USC football legends Matt and Ryan Khalil. Celebrate your story with a homegrown spirit, Celaya Tequila. Welcome back to the Trojan Tailgate Show, presented by YETI, getting you ready for USC and TCU. And Keely Eure has our offensive game plan with Zach Hansen.
The USC Trojans offensive game plan is brought to you by iTrust Capital.
iTrust Capital is the official cryptocurrency platform of the USC Trojans.
Coach, it's been described that these bowl game practices are like a fall camp up in itself. What have you seen from your position room in that sense?
Yeah, they've done a great job. You know, I think everybody comes in and this is the only time this team will be together. It'll change next year. It's different from the season, and I think the guys really embraced that. A lot of new opportunities for guys that didn't necessarily get a chance to play earlier in the season. So it's an exciting time for them to come in and really get to compete and potentially get their first playing time.
Yeah, Coach Riley previewed that's going to be a lot of new faces on the offense as a whole on Tuesday. How do you get guys up to speed in that sense?
Well, I think like throughout the year, they've all prepared themselves to be the guy. I think that's like the most important piece for any of these guys. I try to train all my guys that way and let them know they're one snap away. And so most of the time it's going to be those type of guys that are stepping into those roles.
And this season has been pretty much one step away in that sense. On the whole, how would you evaluate what you've done this season with your room? I know still one more game to go, but how would you look back on it?
Yeah, I think the guys did a really good job of just adapting and just continuing to be ready for their opportunity. And I think that's what we preach to all of our guys. Like I just said, you're one snap away from being in, and really getting the guys to buy into that mentality. And when they get their opportunity, it's time to go shine.
I know in bowl games, obviously we talked about how personnel moves, but when it comes to TCU's defense as a whole, what are you expecting?
Yeah, they're well coached. They play hard. They give you a lot of different looks. They stem guys around. They've got some talented guys. So we got our hands full and our work cut out for us, but we're excited for the opportunity.
Now on the Trojan Tailgate Show, we say we're all dads here. Now, I'm not a dad, but I'm passing the baton for Cody. He wants me to ask you, what was it like your first year of being a dad, and how did that go while juggling a football season? Yeah,
it was awesome. When you get the chance to get home from work, no matter what happened that day, that little boy is always excited to see me and play and all that. And honestly, just having him around in the locker room is amazing too. Great experience for him to gain at a really young age. He gets to see what winning looks like, what losing looks like, how people handle different things. And so it'll be really good lessons for him moving forward.
All righty, Coach. Thanks for your time and good luck.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you to Coach Hansen and Keely Eure there. And, looking at who is available today, this reminds me at the receiver spot a little bit like that the Holiday Bowl a couple years ago when you had all those sort of young receivers that hadn't gotten a lot of run during the season. Taj Washington did play in that game, but it was a breakout game for Jacoby Lane that day. Mekhi Lemon broke out a little bit, and that might be what we see here today. Tanook Hines, certainly we've seen plenty of, but maybe an opportunity for Corey Sims, who we haven't seen a lot of. Zach Williams, who came over but hasn't played a ton, or at least gotten a lot of targets his way, and then some veteran guys in Jaden Richardson, Jay Fair. But it is, kind of a different group. I guess it's the first quarter group from the UCLA game when Lemon and Lane were held out of that one. But for the most part, these guys have been watching those two guys.
Yeah, no Mekhi and Jacoby Lane today. Producer Gio was on a flight with him this morning chatting with those guys, and they're going to be watching today as civilians and checking out the Trojans. But you get in these kind of bowl games, you're going to get see a lot of what's coming up in the future for the Trojans, and hopefully some of those guys use this as as an advantage to jumpstart their careers as Trojans.
Cody, how will Jaden view that, having to sort of break in all these new guys, now the guys that he has experience with, but how will he approach today's game, knowing that it's a little bit more on him than just, hey, my receivers are out there and they're always going to be open or they're going to bail me out in one-on-ones?
Yeah, well, when it comes to comfortability with those new receivers, he's already established that in these practices. You heard Keely mention it. It's kind of like a glorified spring ball or fall camp. So he's already gotten to figure out what these guys can do well. Now you just have to translate it over to the game. But that's also in the back of his head. To your point, Jordan, I would like to see it, and we've talked about it all year. If the guys aren't there early on, maybe they're not as comfortable in the scramble drill, don't be afraid to take off and run. This defense for TCU, they can work well. They have some speed, but Jaden's legs have been very important this year at times. What?
Absolutely not.
Don't run?
Do not. Jaden better not run today.
Why?
This bowl game doesn't mean anything.
Well, then why play him? If you're not gonna...
Exactly, which is why we should start Hassan.
Okay, but if you're playing, you better play 100%.
Hey, you can pull a Cam Ward. Hey, coach, I'm going to give you 2 quarters and I'm out of there.
Man, if we flash back, I wish we had the tape right now, Jordan, because if we went back to last year, do you remember who came back for the bowl game? Eric Gentry, and I was begging for him not to play, and you guys all gave me a hard time and said, well, why not? We're playing for the future. We're doing all these things. He played well, so I'm not going to change. You can't move the goalpost now for the quarterback.
But I think Gentry and Maiava played 2 different positions and have had 2 different draft projections.
To your point, though, I will say this. I would like to see a good amount of Hassan Longstreet today, too. Just get some reps for him. And
I think that's a great idea.
If Jaden's in there, obviously you've got to play your style. You can't change up because of the situation. You still got to play quarterback.
Sorry, we took over. Sorry, Jordan.
No, I appreciate the discussion, and I wanted to add something to it, which is how does the offense change up today? Maybe it changes a lot if you guys really do think Longstreet's going to play a ton today. He obviously has been a little bit more run first when we've seen him out there. The position, though, that they really don't have a lot of experience at is tight end, and they have used the tight ends a ton this year. But Walker Lyons, a loss to the portal, and Lake McCree, his career is done here at USC. Carson Tabaracci and Taniela Tupou are the two listed at the top of the depth chart.
It's definitely going to change the offense. Like the guy said, if the young quarterback Hassan Longstreet gets in there, that'll change things. But when you don't have two quarterbacks, they've run a ton of 12 personnel this year with those two guys out there. That's gonna drastically change what you're going to be able to do out there. Are you going to see more wide receivers out there? Do you trust in Carson Tabaracci to be out there and help out in the run game and stuff? So we'll see if they have some more running backs or tight ends, because it's definitely going to be different when you don't have those two guys in Walker Lyons and Lake Creek.
All right, Keely Eure's got another conversation for us, this time on the defensive side. That's next on the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by YETI.
In the summer of 1997, Stone IPA was first brewed. We weren't trying to create the next big thing in beer. We just wanted to make the first anniversary ale of our dreams. Crisp, light-bodied, and still packed with hoppy flavor. That little recipe went on to become our flagship beer and inspired a generation of brewers and beer lovers. From that first batch to today, Stone IPA is still the iconic West Coast style IPA.
We are Life Law, where we make injury law simple. We have two simple goals for all of our clients: full medical recovery and ultimately full monetary compensation. We understand that it can be overwhelming to face the uncertainty in the wake of an accident. We will be there with you at each step in the legal and healthcare process. You will pay nothing unless we win your case. Dial 1-800-LYFE-LAW or check us out at lyfe.com. Life Law, official sponsors of USC Athletics.
Turbo scenes, quattro cleans, racing all the way. Oh, what fun it is to drive when an Audi leads the way. What fun it is to drive along in an Audi every day.
Drive performance all the way home. Celebrate the season of Audi at your local Audi dealer.
This is the Alamo Bowl, USC TCU on AM 1070. For all your news coverage, hear it right now on 97.1 FM KNX News Radio. USC football, fight on!
Hey, Trojan fans, at Ralph's you get high quality and low prices so you never have to compromise your budget. Save on thousands of items throughout the store. Ralph's, it's fresh for everyone. And you can listen to USC football and all the biggest college football and basketball games on the TuneIn app. It's free internet radio. Welcome back to the Valero Alamo Bowl. This is the Trojan Tailgate Show, presented by YETI. Keely Eure's doing our defensive game plan as she talked to Rob Ryan.
The USC Trojans defensive game plan is brought to you by LifeLaw.
Injury law made simple.
Coach, you're back in the college ranks. This means you're back in bowl festivities. How's this week been for you?
This has been awesome. But it's like deja vu all over again. Why? Because you said I just got back, my first year back in college. But my last bowl game in college was like 27 years ago, and it was the Alamo Bowl. So, but it's come full circle. But it's been awesome. These young guys are working so hard. I want to see them have great success, and they're all going to play. And so I can't wait to see them play.
This game feels like the passing of the torch in some ways for Desmond Stevens. What have you seen from him, and how is he prepared for this bowl game?
Oh, he's great. And, most people don't know the young man played, all year with a shoulder and cracked ribs. He had broken ribs for 3 games in the middle of the season. Everybody's like, oh, he's not coming downhill. Yeah, well, the kid shouldn't even be out there. Like, he played his tail off, and he's growing as a leader. His voice is strong now, and he's come a long way. And a lot of these young guys have. Jaden Walker he's going to, ascend and be terrific too. So, but look for this, game. We're going to play Tuatele, and we're going to play Newby and Tamir as well. And the guys have been working hard. So this is a group they've prepared really well, and I know they're going to play really well.
With all the names you just mentioned, how do you expect playing time to go?
Well, I'm just going to rotate them by series and get these kids in, and they've been waiting. They've been waiting for their opportunity, and this is going to be a good spot to do that. Obviously, with Eric Gentry not playing here, so it opens up more opportunity, and then we want to get a good look at these guys. They've worked real hard, and that's the valuable thing about playing in a bowl game. You get all these extra practices, So guys that are on the scout team, you can finally evaluate and work with more. And I've seen a lot of growth even in this short amount of time.
And finally, what challenges does this TCU offense present for the defense?
Well, first thing, they were one of those up-tempo teams. They really play fast, and they get back to the line of scrimmage. And then they line up fast, and then they'll pause it down, and that's like a check with me offense. So they're checking the play, they're talking to the coach, and he's taking a look at us. So we have to disguise well, and then they'll make checks trying to get in the best play. But they throw the ball well. I know the quarterback's not playing. The guy from who's played at Vanderbilt a couple of years, he'll be playing. But they're great receivers playing number one, and the backs run well, and But we've done a lot of study and tape. We understand this team. We understand the opponent. We know the plays we're going to get, and we're going to be ready.
Alrighty, Coach. Thanks for the time, and good luck in the game.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you to Coach Ryan and Keely there, and looking for some young players on this defense today, Shaun, and. I had a couple in mind, but who's your eye on for some guys that could take this opportunity?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of young guys out there today, but some of those young guys got a ton of experience. I think two of the young guys who didn't maybe get a ton, but towards the later part of the year got a ton with those safeties. And you think of Keely Eure and Christian Pierce played a ton, but we'll see some Kadarius Reddick, I'm sure, today. Yeah. We saw him some out this year. So I think in that safety position, you're going to see a lot of young guys rotate in there. You might see some Marquise Gallegos, some guy he re-signed with the team. So you're going to have some young guys in that safety position. That'll be fun to look at.
So I mentioned, I don't think I mentioned yet Alex Graham, but he is at the top of the depth chart for nickel and also a backup at the outside spot. So we should see a lot of him. He was a guy that people were really excited about coming out of camp. He dealt with some injuries, but late in the season started to carve out a role.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what he does, if he's good with his hands, if he has disciplined eyes, because you can tell if a guy's been studying, especially at DB, you can tell if a guy's been in his playbook, if he can think on the fly, if he knows his zones where he needs to be, and even if he's confident to get a little greedy on nub side formations and when you don't have work, and that's veteran play. But obviously, if you see that from a young guy, he might be ready to step into a role next year. But I want to see Williams at DB. I want to see Urlacher tackle again, and I want to see Jakeem, if Jakeem's playing today.
I don't think Jakeem is going to go, but the other guy was Floyd Boucard, Cody, that maybe he gets those Jakeem reps, and that could be his running
mate. Big Josh Jarrett sighting out there today too. Maybe big
Let's
Zero
go.
gets back on the field.
Maybe another thick six today. We get a little 80-yarder, one that Shaun couldn't pull off when he was playing. But that's besides the point. Yeah, Floyd Boucard's a good player. Ja'Day Avasiri's obviously continue to develop. I'm looking at Jaden Walker, though, at that linebacker spot. He played a little bit more towards the end of the year, but with Eric Gentry out today, this is going to be his opportunity to take on an expanded role and get a flash for next year, because playing in the Big Ten, you've got to have two physical linebackers in the middle of this defense. There's going to be a lot of pressure next year on Desmond Stevens and Jaden Walker.
And, Sua, everyone we talked to this year talked about Eric Gentry as sort of the undisputed leader of this defense. I think Arbo was keeping track, and he was a captain every single week. This defense is going to need some leadership going into next season. Maybe that's Desmond Stevens, but that's sort of another thing today where we could find out sort of who next year's leaders are.
Or maybe even Cam Fowler. I think the leader definitely has to be somebody up front, because I think that this USC defense, in order for them to get where they want to be, their defensive line is going to have to be really good next year. That schedule next year, it's going to expect a lot of physical play. And it might be Jakeem Stewart. I know he's young, but he already has the voice. He has the talent. He has the motor. So somebody up front on that D-line needs to be the leader and show this defense by example.
Yep, and that some of those guys are captains today. I know Christian Pierce is a captain today. Ja'Day Avasiri is a captain today. So some of these guys will be handed that leadership responsibility, but we'll see who leads on the field for this one. All right, stick around. We've got a lot more show to go. I'm talking to Tanook Hines next. It's the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by YETI.
Byron opened a free checking account with USC Credit Union, and now everything else feels complicated. Like today, should he go with the 7-layer bean dip or the party wing platter?
The wings are so spicy, but the dip is so creamy. I need a minute.
Luckily, some choices are easy. With USC Credit Union, Byron gets thousands of fee-free ATMs, secure online and mobile banking, and even credit monitoring tools, all with a free checking account. Dip or wings? That's on Byron. Visit usccreditunion.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
A Jersey Mike's sub bowl is any sub, hot or cold, without the bread. They're great to enjoy in all kinds of places.
So you can have a Club Supreme Bowl on a road trip?
Yup.
Or a turkey provolone sub bowl at the airport?
Sure can.
Or a Mike's Famous Philly Bowl when you're supposed to be walking down the aisle at your 500-person wedding.
Is now the right time for that?
I'm hungry.
Shouldn't you get married first?
I said
I'm hungry. All right. Your favorite sub in a bowl for any time, anywhere. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
Tommy Trojan is at the 10, the 5, touchdown, USC.
Make big plays on the field and in life. With iTrust Capital, you can buy and sell crypto 24/7 in a secure premium custody account or in a tax-advantaged crypto IRA. iTrust Capital is easy to use and has no sign-up fees. Don't be a Monday morning quarterback. Make big plays now. Visit itrustcapital.com/USC to start investing today. Use promo code Trojans to get $100. iTrust Capital, the official cryptocurrency platform of the USC Trojans.
Taxes and conditions may apply. Fees apply. Cryptocurrencies are a speculative investment.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
This is the Alamo Bowl, USC TCU on AM 1070. For all your news coverage, hear it right now on 97.1 FM KNX News Radio. USC football, fight on.
USC game day experiences are now on Airbnb. Book at airbnb.com/USC game day. An ocean views, magical sunsets, a luxury resort like no other. Discover Terranea, located along the stunning Palos Verdes Peninsula in Southern California. Book your getaway to Terranea now at Terranea.com. Welcome back to San Antonio, getting you set for the Valero Alamo Bowl on the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by YETI. This week's Impact Matchup interview, I sat down with the guy I expect to be wide receiver 1 today. It's Tanook Hines.
The USC Impact Matchup of the Week is brought to you by Invesco QQQ.
Invesco QQQ. Explore with Invesco QQQ. Fight on.
Fight on.
Now, the Impact Matchup of the Week.
Time for this week's Impact Matchup, and I've got Tanook Hines here at the end of an outstanding freshman season. Tanook, what's the preparation been like for the bowl game this week?
The preparation has been just literally coming day in and day out, just grinding and staying focused on what we got to do. We basically just focusing on the things we got to come out and succeed on, and like picking out all the weaknesses and just being great in general.
You know, since we last talked to you guys, Mekhi Lemon wins the Bolitnikoff Award. You know, Coach Riley has talked often about how individual awards are a reflection of the team in a lot of ways. What did it mean to the receiver room, and I'm sure the offense in general, to see Mekhi, you know, be named the best receiver in the country?
It was a big honor, man, just knowing that, like, we had one of the greats just out there balling with us, knowing that, like, not only just one of us can, like sort of be great, like, all of us got to buy into it for one of us to have all the glory. But it was truly fantastic, though.
As a young player, you know, what have you learned from him, from Jacoby, you know, two guys, you know, at the top of their game this season?
I learned from them mainly just like, man, ballers gonna ball. Like, it don't matter the situation or the type of the place you in, you just got to ball. When your number call, you got to step up and make that play.
And playing without them this week, how does it change things for you and everyone in the receiver room?
Knowing that we got two major guys down, sort of like the receiver room sort of came like super closer. We just like getting closer, building, and like knowing that we got a big game coming up, so we got to put on for the city.
As a freshman, what was it like building a relationship with a quarterback in Jade Mayava?
It came over time, man, just coming in, practicing and grinding. And like seeing him grind and him seeing me grind, we sort of like clicked right there. So it was just like, it took off from there.
All right, what's the key for you guys to get a 10-win season and finish it off with an Alamo Bowl victory?
The key is just trust God playing, trust Coach Riley playing, come out there and do our jobs, and do our jobs very well, and we're going to get the victory.
All right, a lot of trust in you. We know that you're going to get that done. Thanks so much to Tanook Hines. That is this week's Impact Matchup.
Yes, sir.
Back live inside the Alamo Dome with Shaun Cody, Cravens, Cody Kessler. I am Jordan Moore. Let's play Would You Rather question for you. You ready, Shaun? Would you rather have your starting quarterback but backup receivers, or a backup quarterback and your starting receivers?
Quarterback. Easy.
Easy.
Yeah, that's an easy one. You want your quarterback. I mean, you can have all the talent in the world out there. If you can't get him the ball, it doesn't matter.
Cody, you agree?
Yeah, I agree 100%. It's just you want continuity at the quarterback position. If your starter's not out there, then the entire offense changes. It doesn't matter who's around them. Like Shaun said, if they can't get him the football.
Sua, you always a contrarian? You want to zag here? You with the group?
No, I'll zig. I agree, but I do think you could just run the football.
In life or in this game?
Hey, real quick, Jordan, before you move on, though, shout out to Snook Hines. That was a great interview, man. I love his energy. I love his enthusiasm about USC football.
Doesn't sound
He's
like a
leader,
freshman,
man.
right, man? He sounds like
he sounded like a vet. He's ready to go.
He sounds like he's about 45.
The thing that we've seen with this program is that's what happens at that position. I mean, if there's one thing that we've seen in the last 15 years is that they go from like, oh, man, he's a really fun player freshman to like the guy as a sophomore very quickly.
Yeah.
And, you think Tanook is ready to be that guy?
Yeah, I mean, he had some great moments this year in big games. I mean, you think about the Notre Dame game was maybe one of his biggest games. Unfortunately, the Trojans get a loss there. If they get a win in that game, he's probably the star of the game. So definitely he had some moments this year, and I'm looking forward to his big physical receiver, strong possession guy, comes down with the ball all the time. So definitely some great signs this year.
I'm glad you said that, though, Jordan, real quick, because I saw that firsthand in person. And obviously you've been around the program, but Marquise Lee from freshman year to sophomore year, and then Nelson Aguilar from freshman year to sophomore year, then Juju Smith-Schuster with me the following season from freshman to sophomore year. Like, you see these guys take that next step and have that next man up mentality, but it's because of the guys that set the bar so high ahead of them. So, yeah, I think Tanook Hines is next in line.
Yeah, it has been an incredible run at that position, and we'll see if it can continue. The continuity for this game, Cody, at offensive line, we talk about, whether you'd rather have your starting quarterback or your starting receivers or playmakers, but for the most part, USC is going to have some nice continuity at offensive line. 4 of the 5 guys that are starting tonight will have started this season. And then you add in Hayden Schroeder, who's a guy who played a bit role this year, but that should help tonight as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And the main reason for that is because of the person that Keely talked to earlier in this show is Coach Hansen, man. He's been unbelievable this year. And you can tell when a coach talks and they truly, preach that next man up mentality, and they make sure that whether you're the starter or you're the 5th string left tackle, everyone's being coached the same. And I just feel that energy from Coach Hansen, and that translates to the field. So I think USC's at 8 or 9 different offensive starting line units this season in 12 games, which is wild. But whoever's out there, I know that Coach Hansen's going to have them ready to go, and they're going to be ready to get the run game going and protect their quarterback.
All right, we are ready to send it down to Keely Eure for the first time in this broadcast. Keely, I know you've been here doing the work in San Antonio. How are you?
Doing well, and because I've been doing the work, I was actually at the joint head coaches press conference yesterday morning, and so that's where our question of the week comes from, actually. It came from a reporter who asked head coach Lincoln Riley about the USC-Notre Dame rivalry as it is now on pause for several years, and if you allow me, I'll just want to read an excerpt of Lincoln's answer, because it was a little spicy, which it renewed the rivalry a little bit in a sense. He said, Jen Cohen, our AD, went back to Notre Dame roughly a couple weeks ago with a scenario and a proposal that would extend the series for the next 2 years. We took Notre Dame at their word that they would play us anytime, anywhere. That proposal was rejected. Not only was it rejected, but 5 minutes after we got the call, it was announced they scheduled another opponent, which, I'll give them credit, that must be the fastest scheduling act in college football history.
I love it.
He did not mince words yesterday morning, and I thought it was a great fiery response in a rivalry that has been going on obviously for so long, but I was curious your guys' thoughts with this update.
Sua, you can start. You've been active on Twitter as per usual.
What do you keep saying? Week 0 through 4?
0 through 4, baby. I know. I just don't like this whole idea of calling somebody scared or saying one team is running. I can objectively say both teams are at fault. I'm going to say USC and Notre Dame are to blame as to why this rivalry is not going to continue to be played next year. However, you cannot say I'm running from a fight when I'm actively trying to fight you, but you will only put your fist up if it's at the exact time and place after you've eaten lunch, after you've had a nap, and you've got your thoughts together. That's the only time you'll fight me. It's you either meet in the middle and compromise, or we don't have this game because we don't need you.
Said that, especially after
you're talking crazy,
any place, anywhere,
and then on top of that, you're guaranteed a playoff spot. You're not in a conference. To act like you don't know the difference in playing USC week 1 or week 2 versus week 11, you're being dense on purpose, and you have no problem playing Miami or Texas or Florida or any other team week 1 or 2. Why all of a sudden you can't play USC that week? To me, it's being disingenuous. It's being cowardly, and both teams are at fault. But the trash talk from one side is getting a little bit ridiculous because they don't really know the facts.
Yeah.
Shaun, we lived it this year for the first time that we played Notre Dame on the road as part of a Big Ten schedule. And listen, these trips are a grind enough. Throwing that in the middle of all of it was difficult.
Yeah, definitely. That's why you see Notre Dame's had took it to the Trojans the last couple of years at that stadium. The Trojans have not found a way to win. Both teams are, basically at fault at the end of this. When you look back at it, both teams didn't come to a deal, didn't get it figured out, and then the fans suffer because everybody wants to see that game. Everyone wants to see that game. I love the way Lincoln is putting it now. I think that we should have been a little stronger with the PR movement a little earlier maybe, and we would have come out a little better in this. But hey, all in all, like I said, the fans lose in this one because both sides want to see this game played.
Lots to work on in college football, and this is another sort of symptom of the problem. Let's take a break, and let's get into today's opponent. No ducking the TCU Horned Frogs. That's who's in front of us right now. Let's get into them next on the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by YETI.
If you are a fighter, Modelo is your reward. So listen close. You put up with a lot, but you always hold it down for your people. You are strong. You are fearless. You are the baddest on the block. You are an elbow grease factory, a force of nature. You are not to be reckoned with. You are a ride or die, a powerhouse of productivity. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. You've earned every last drop of this rich golden lager, so raise it up high. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
It's time to recharge, reconnect, and rediscover your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino. And with your resort favorites back in action, there's all of the excitement and comfort you love with the peace of mind you can depend on. So whenever you're ready for a little rest, a little relaxation, and a lot of fun, we'll be here. Play your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino today.
Children's Hospital Los Angeles is where groundbreaking research meets unparalleled expertise. It's where exceptional care is tailored 100% to kids. It's where every specialist, every room, every innovation revolves around one need, your child's. Whether it's routine care or a life-saving procedure, CHLA is where families turn to when outcomes truly matter. Children's Hospital Los Angeles. 125 years of building hope and healthier futures. Go to chla.org today.
Looking for the play of the day? That's easy. Fight on to victory with USC and fly on faster with ONT, the fastest and easiest airport experience in SoCal. Not to mention Ontario International Airport has over 90 nonstop flights to 30 major destinations with less traffic coming in and out. In other words, getting there is a breeze, and so is following our Trojans anywhere the season takes them. Because let's be honest, faster is always better when it comes to your airport. Start planning your next journey today at SoCalSoEasy.com.
This is the Alamo Bowl, USC TCU on AM 1070. For all your news coverage, hear it right now on 97.1 FM KNX News Radio. USC football, fight on.
Countdown to kickoff here in San Antone. It is a late one on the Central Time Zone. We're going to kick after 8 p.m. here at the Valero Alamo Bowl, but not too bad for most of you watching and listening back in the Pacific Time Zone. That'll just be like a nice 6 o'clock kick, so lucky for you. Our opponent today is TCU, Texas Christian University, the Horned Frogs. Let's learn about them in this week's Scouting Report.
It's time for the Scouting Report, brought to you by Stone Brewing, proud partner of USC Athletics.
Now we're going to help you get to know today's opposing team.
Their head coach is Sonny Dykes, and this is a guy that we have battled against during his time at Cal, and certainly a guy that Lincoln Riley knows very well from the same coaching family, and they've worked together, and he's coached him, and this is just a lot of connections between the two head coaches in this one, so it might be a bit of a mirror image game.
Yeah, 8-4, the Horned Frogs on the year as they've had some good wins. You get that good win against Cincinnati, their last game where they won 45-23. Cincinnati kind of struggling late, but they started the season off big. A tough loss to BYU probably hurt their season a little bit, but a team that has battled all year under Sonny Dykes, not having their quarterback going into the portal and Josh Hoover before this one started. So a blow to them. They're going to have Ken Seals going today at quarterback, so that's something they're still dealing with. But like Jordan told me before this game, 3 years ago, this team was in the national title hunt here.
He's done a heck of a job at TCU, which is interesting because he really didn't fit at Cal, which tells you a lot sometimes about the way that people are judged, and it's often maybe just a fit, And Cody, when you look at Sonny Dykes, is he running the same stuff that Lincoln Riley's running? I mean, there's so many connections between the two of them.
Yeah, it's very similar, and obviously there's some overlap. They both come from that Mike Leach system. But what's interesting today, though, Jordan, is I don't even know who their offensive coordinator is going to be because Kendall Briles was their OC. He's at South Carolina. Then they hired Gordon Samus from UConn, but he just coached UConn in their bowl game, so obviously he's not going to be here. Now they have a co-offensive coordinator in A.J. Ricker, so maybe he calls plays, or Sonny Dykes calls plays, so we'll see what happens. But when you look at this offense, it's very similar to what USC does here. A lot of shots down the field. They're going to try to spread you out defensively as well, getting some of these wide personnel groupings, force you to tackle in space, and then attack one-on-one matchups on the outside.
They have a Vanderbilt transfer at quarterback in Ken Seals. Is that who you expect to see today, Cody, or maybe the younger player?
No, I expect Ken Seals to be the guy, and Hoover, their quarterback they had, was a big part of this offense. I mean, they relied heavily on his right arm, but with Ken Seals right now, man, he's a quarterback that has some experience at Vanderbilt, hasn't played in a couple years, but they're a similar type of quarterback. Neither one of them are dual-threat guys. They're not going to run around, but if you give them time in the pocket, they can push the ball down the field. And although he hasn't played in a while, Seals does have over 4,000 passing yards in his career, so he can throw the ball.
So any of the defensive guys stand out to you, or this defense as a whole, anything that they do particularly well?
No, they got a good linebacker on the inside, Caleb, and he flies around. He has a ton of tackles. He's kind of an athlete who can stay on the field the whole game, so I kind of wanted to see the quarterback that opted out. I wanted to see him against this USC team to see how the secondary would play. But, they got a good linebacker, and this is another reason why I don't want Jaden to run around, because that guy's in the middle of the field, and he's keeping an eye on you.
We always sort of talk about this now, which is the point of bowl games and what's to be gained and whatnot. And it does feel like there has been some value taken out of the last two bowl games for USC. Like they found almost a formula to make these worthwhile, even though, from the outside perspective, you sort of wonder what's at stake. But as these two teams square off today, what do you think are the stakes? What does USC get out of this matchup with TCU?
We talked to Lincoln Riley, I think it was one of the Trojans Lives, and I asked him about, what do you try to get out of these bowl games? It used to be that a bowl game was kind of like a celebration of the end of the season. You got to, you're kind of, celebrating your team. We made it this far. It's kind of a celebratory thing, and now it's kind of turned into what's the future look like, and using those bowl practices. So I asked him kind of how does he look at both those situations and try to get most out of everything. I thought his answer was great, just about how the game has evolved, and even just the re-signing guys, making sure you're having those end of the year meetings with guys, who's coming back on the team, who can I use in this bowl game, who's opting out of this game, all those things, all those pieces that go into it now just make it a real unique event. But I think Lincoln Riley's done a good job of really deciding what's most important in this game. As the last two bowl games have shown, he's gotten a lot out of these things.
Yeah, we're going to see if the team can use it as a springboard, as it has done the last couple of years. And our next segment, we're going to get into some of that too. Let's take a look at the offseason and the future of this program coming up. This is the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by YETI.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Rain on game day doesn't faze Dave. He's already got his poncho. Just needs to do something about those wipers. So Dave heads to AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone,
where a friendly AutoZoner helps him get premium quiet wipers and some hand warmers.
You're all set.
Now, if only his team can handle the elements as well as his new wipers. Get wipers, glass cleaner, and more with no hassles, just help at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Picture it. Your holiday table, the family cooking together, the scent of golden brown bread, rosemary from roasted potatoes, and a salad so crisp it snaps, spiced cider in every glass, laughter around every plate. At Ralph's, we know these moments matter, and we make it easier to bring them to life with quality that's affordable in every aisle. This season, don't just host, make every moment unforgettable. Ralph's, serving SoCal for over 150 years.
Some drinks come in a bottle, some in a can. Only one comes in a ball and brings the buzz. We're Buzz Balls, the ready-to-go cocktail that's shaped like a ball. Coincidence? We think not. Big flavor, big buzz, ready to go. Buzz Balls. It's a ball. It's a drink. It's a whole vibe. Please drink responsibly. Buzz Balls available in spirit, wine, and malt. 15% alcohol by volume. Buzz Balls LLC, Carrollton, Texas.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Here'th my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover is accepted at the places I love to shop. Getteth with the times.
With the times?
You're playing the lute. Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
This is the Alamo Bowl, USC TCU on AM 1070. For all your news coverage, hear it right now on 97.1 FM KNX News Radio. USC football, fight on.
Welcome back to the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by YETI with Shaun Cody, Cravens and Cody Kessler. I am Jordan Moore, and let's talk now about our Cardinal and Gold Report.
It's time for the Cardinal and Gold Report.
The Cardinal and Gold Report.
Presented by Pechanga Resort Casino, proud partner of USC football.
Wanted to get into the offseason, the needs offensively, defensively, but some bigger picture stuff too. I know we talked some personnel at the top, so we can get into some personnel, or we can talk more thematically. Up to you guys a little bit on what stands out to you. But how do you feel about the offense going into this offseason, Shaun?
I think one of the things you look at this roster today and you think without Mekhi and Jacoby, and you think you need a wide receiver. I think that's the number one, I would say, number one get for this offense would probably be a wide receiver. And then I think Sue mentioned it a little bit, offensive line. You got to add a depth piece on the offensive line. You got a nice re-signings. You bring in a lot of guys back, 4 or 5 of those guys you're going to need back, but you always need depth on the offensive line, especially a guy who can kind of move around. You think about Tobias Raymond, what he's able to do this year, how valuable that is. You find a guy like that who kind of move around when things fall apart. That's always a valuable piece.
Cody, you always sort of have faith that the Lincoln Riley offense is going to figure it out. At least I do. So I stress less about the offensive side than the defensive side. But what do you see offensively?
Yeah, I agree with Shaun. I think first and foremost, I'm excited with Tanu Kynes and his future, some of the other guys around him. But I think you need to go get a talented veteran wide receiver in the portal, and maybe 2 if you want to just add some depth. I know we have some talented guys coming in as well. But I would like to go see them go get a veteran receiver. And I also think the tight end position, it's I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's a big loss to lose Lake McCree and Walker Lyons, the guys that had a significant impact in the offense this year, to lose both of them. And I know we've got some talented freshmen coming in, some other guys that can step up, but you never know, if they're ready yet or how much time it's going to take for them to get acclimated with the offense. So we absolutely need to go get some veteran presence in the tight end room as well. But I feel comfortable with the offensive line. I feel comfortable with the running back position with Wayman Jordan coming back. King Miller has established himself, but I think receiver and tight end are the biggest needs this offseason.
Yeah, you never know. You're right about that, but I do think that people need to get used to the more NFL style of roster build. And the bottom line is if I take my first-round pick and I decide to use it on Brock Bowers or Colston Loveland or Tyler Warren, I'm not also going and getting a big-time free agent tight end. And that's kind of what's happening here. And I understand that is weird for everybody, but this tight end that they're bringing in, they are not bringing in to develop for 2 years. Nope. He is a first-round pick on this team next year.
There's money involved, Jordan.
Well, there's money involved. and they're bringing in a big-time JC tight end as well. And I just think, I don't know the situation why Walker Lyons is leaving or not, but people are running the numbers, and they did the same thing at wide receiver last year, and everyone said, oh, no, how could we lose, Zachariah, and how could we lose Deuce? It's because we kept the best 2 that we liked, and they were pretty good. So,
But to your point, and these 2 kids are very talented, don't get me wrong, but we had an idea of what Mekhi Lemon looked like and Jacoby Lane and who those guys are. We don't know what that transition yet is going to be. I just think it's more of a safety blanket to go out and maybe get a couple faces in the tight end room to help out. just in case you need some more guys to add depth.
Sua defensively is where the biggest change is going to be, and now we officially know Danton Lynn is no longer with the program, and Eric Henderson is apparently going to call the defense here tonight. So we could see some change along the defensive staff, but certainly we will have a new defensive coordinator, and we talked about this a little bit at the top, but philosophically, scheme, all that stuff comes in when you bring in a new DC, especially ahead of a huge season.
Yeah, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what changes are made and what players are drawn to whoever or whatever DC we hire. Yep. That's still to be determined. But I think USC needs to go find 2 real pass rushers in this quarter.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
We need 2 pass rushers because that will make everybody's job easier, top down, from a DB to the linebackers. If the quarterback is getting sped up, you don't have to cover as fast, and then they're going to have to start running the ball. You can start eating, and you pin your ears back. There's a whole method to the madness. So 2 pass rushers, and then I would bring about 3 corners in. I need to see some corners, some real tall corners, not small, zone corner. I want to see real one-on-one 6 foot, 6'2" corners that can lock up and you can trust to do their thing so you can dedicate more bodies to the run.
And I think, Shaun, that the defense definitely made strides under Dan Lynn's 2 seasons in charge, but there's still room to grow and get better on that side of the ball.
Yeah, for sure. I think pass rush is probably the number one thing on our list. Is you obviously you got guys who are still figuring out the spot in Cam, and Braylon's going to finish out his career here, so that's a good thing too. To have those veteran guys who are developed guys, but I think you need to add a nice veteran pass rusher. Now it's hard to just go find those guys because they're not easy to find. And my other wish list, like Sua said, is a lockdown corner or veteran corner who can come in and lock up a spot. So those are also tough spots to find because those are definitely high value positions, and you gotta I'm sure you gotta pay for those positions as well. So but those are definitely on my Christmas list there.
And then Cody, real quick off the field, this is now when I think we see the Chad Bowden effect and this idea of putting in a front office, and we've seen it with the signings, and we're seeing it with the number 1 class, and keeping the strength coach. Some of these things are behind the scenes are also now going to play a bigger role now that you get a full year of it, as opposed to just sort of thinking that that's some sort of quick fix, which it's not going to be in those spots.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad you brought him up because he deserves a lot of credit. Chad Bowden's done a phenomenal job behind the scenes. Jen Cohen as well, the strength staff, everybody involved. Coach Riley had a vision for what he wants his program to look like, and he's putting the right pieces in place. And now the players are going to come in and be able to be developed the right way. And I think that was a big part of signing the number 1 class. As these parents came on these recruiting trips, they saw the people that their kids were going to be working with, and they wanted them to be here and become a USC Trojan.
All right, let's get back into this game. X's and O's are next on the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by YETI.
This is USC TCU, the Alamo Bowl on KNX Los Angeles. For your news coverage, hear it at 97.1 FM. USC football on ESPNLA. Fight on!
The Johnsons are gearing up for their first game day party of the year, Rob, and Dad's grilling skills in the offseason put him in the 90th percentile.
I see Mom's got her head in the game, too, making sure no cup is empty.
But I gotta say, the MVP is USC Credit Union.
Agreed. Without USC Credit Union's home loans, the Johnsons wouldn't have this great patio for entertaining.
Hey, where's my invite?
At USC Credit Union, our flexible options and seasoned expertise will have you entertaining in the home of your dreams. Visit usccreditunion.org. Equal housing opportunity. NMLS number 448984.
Turbo scenes, quattro cleans, racing all the way. Oh, what fun it is to drive when an Audi leads the way. What fun it is to drive along in an Audi every day.
Drive performance all the way home. Celebrate the season of Audi at your local Audi dealer.
In the summer of 1997, Stone IPA was first brewed. We weren't trying to create the next big thing in beer. We just wanted to make the first anniversary ale of our dreams. Crisp, light-bodied, and still packed with hoppy flavor. That little recipe went on to become our flagship beer and inspired a generation of brewers and beer lovers. From that first batch to today, Stone IPA is still the iconic West Coast style IPA.
It's time to recharge, reconnect, and rediscover your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino. And with your resort favorites back in action, there's all of the excitement and comfort you love with the peace of mind you can depend on. So whenever you're ready for a little rest, a little relaxation, and a lot of fun, we'll be here. Play your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino today.
This is the Alamo Bowl, USC TCU on AM 1070. For all your news coverage, hear it right now on 97.1 FM KNX News Radio. USC football, fight on.
Welcome back to the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by YETI inside the Alamo Dome. It's the Valero Alamo Bowl between USC and TCU coming up. What do you think of this stadium, Shaun? This is I called it an old barn earlier. That's pretty much what it is. They don't use it for a lot these days, from what I've heard from the locals. But cool little intimate venue.
I remember the Spurs playing here back in the day.
Not anymore.
That was back in the day. I remember that. I remember bowl games or NCAA tournaments maybe in there.
They held a Final Four, yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I recall. It's not a very big venue. It's not very big, but it's got a nice, tight, intimate feel.
Yeah, it's filling up a little bit here, and certainly the Trojans, their first time playing in it, will want to get the win, and they're a large group of them taking the field here for the first time, and you'll hear the fight song escorting them on to the Alamo Bowl turf. How do they win this game? Let's start with you, Shaun, when USC has the football.
Well, we talked about how the Trojans are going to have to find a way to get some new players involved today because of opt-outs or seniors or portal, all that stuff. TCU doesn't have that problem, Jordan. Other than their quarterback, this defense is coming back today, so they got a veteran defense out there. And there's one thing this defense does well is to get takeaways, and they've done all year. Good job of getting the ball from the opponent here. So the Trojans got to take care of the ball as this defense is looking to create turnovers.
What do you say, Sua?
I say that, Jaden, you don't need to run at all. You stay in the pocket and you stay safe. You keep your knees bent and you stay safe out there. And, hey, just take what they give you. Just take what they give you. And this is a team I feel like we can control the clock and control the game.
I can already hear Sua yelling at Jaden to get down from home the entire game. I'm going with Shaun on this one. Jordan, we talked about it briefly, but I'm going to be looking at the personnel grouping and what the play calling is going to be like. How much, does the game plan change with all these different faces out there? How many different faces do we see? And obviously you have your starting quarterback, like Sua mentioned. Do you try to run the same offense, or do you try to mix things up a little bit and go some 4 wide personnel grouping, stay away from that 12 personnel?
3-by-1 speed all day.
And just let it rip. So, I'm curious to see how Lincoln Riley calls this game.
Yeah, I'm surprised Sua didn't say this because he sort of mentioned it earlier, but my key was establish the run, get King Miller going in this game, and then you can work the play action off of that because that's where you feel the most continuity right now is that offensive line and your tailback. Obviously not the tailback that started the season, but the tailback that has been the starter for the second half of the season. So if you can get that going, then Maava hopefully will have a nice comfy pocket to throw from when he does decide to throw. Or Longstreet, both are out there warming up right now. And I thought I saw Wayman Jordan out there warming up too. I don't know whether he's going to play today or not. I guess he's listed as questionable in the injury report. Maybe Keely Eure can tell us no. How about when TCU has the ball, Shaun?
Well, they got a stud wide receiver in McAllister, who's a great player out there, and we talked about the Hoover not playing. So Seals is going to be their guy, and you got to pressure Seals. He is no. We talked about him coming from Vanderbilt. There, he is no Diego Pavia back there. He cannot throw the ball like him. This was a different Vanderbilt team back in the day. We all know him as getting into the playoffs now. They weren't that a couple years ago under Seals, so got to get some pressure on this guy and create a messy pocket for him.
That's exactly what I had too. Pressure the backup quarterback. What do you have, Sua?
McAllister's the guy. That's the guy you got to stop. So I think we got to double him and be okay with TCU running the football. Make them run the football, and let's tackle. This is a game where, a lot of guys are checked out already, Joe. I'm not going to lie. A lot of business decisions are going to be made on the football field today. So if you're a young guy, you can get some film and eat like 10 tackles just by running to the football today.
Yeah, it's funny you say that, though. Sorry, go ahead, Cody. But just remember 2 years ago that Holiday Bowl was the best USC had tackled. Remember they came out and it was all these backups, and those guys were tackling way better than the starters had all season.
They were trying to take jobs.
Yeah, so we're hearing a lot of personal comments here. I never checked out
so
for bowl games.
Whoa, and hit dog gonna hollow, dog. I'm just saying.
Were you checking out for bowl games?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of checked out when we played Wisconsin.
All right, must be nice. Sua knew his job was secure.
Well, we're 8-5.
All right. Well, I'll say this, Jordan. I'm on board with both Sua and Shaun. Can we stop Eric McAllister? This kid is an absolute stud on the outside. You heard Rob Ryan call him number 1. he is number one. He's got 64 receptions, 1,100 yards, 10 touchdowns, averages 17 yards per catch. And that's not just a couple catches. Like I mentioned, that's 64 receptions this year. We need to have an answer for him all game long. I'm curious to see how DeCarlos Nicholson covers him and if we get some opportunities with Marcellus Williams on him one-on-one as well.
Yeah, we do basically. We have our starting corners, as it's settled throughout the season. DeCarlos is playing in the game, and then Marcellus Williams, who took that job as the season went on. All right, Keely Eure is going to tell us more about who's playing. She's coming up next. Also, Lincoln Riley. This is the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by YETI.
Picture it. Your holiday table, the family cooking together, the scent of golden brown bread, rosemary from roasted potatoes, and a salad so crisp it snaps, spiced cider in every glass, laughter around every plate. At Ralph's, we know these moments matter, and we make it easier to bring them to life with quality that's affordable in every aisle. This season, don't just host, make every moment unforgettable. Ralph's, serving SoCal for over 150 years.
Tommy Trojan is at the 10, the 5, touchdown, USC!
Make big plays on the field and in life. With iTrust Capital, you can buy and sell crypto 24/7 in a secure premium custody account or in a tax-advantaged crypto IRA. iTrust Capital is easy to use and has no sign-up fees. Don't be a Monday morning quarterback. Make big plays now. Visit iTrustCapital.com/USC to start investing today. Use promo code Trojans to get $100. iTrust Capital, the official cryptocurrency platform of the USC Trojans.
Taxes and conditions may apply. Fees apply. Cryptocurrencies are a speculative investment.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
He's got the speed. He's got room. He's going to score.
No one gets you closer to the game than Sirius XM College Sports Radio.
For the win! Got it! Let's go!
Tune in for news, talk, and analysis from the offseason through regular season and into the postseason. We've got your team covered anywhere you go.
Deep to center field! Oh, it's gone!
Get a free trial at SiriusXM.com/College Sports Radio 2025.
This is the Alamo Bowl, USC TCU on AM 1070. For all your news coverage, hear it right now on 97.1 FM KNX News Radio. USC football, fight on.
Welcome back to the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by YETI. We're counting down to kickoff. We're getting close here, under an hour until USC and TCU square off in the Valero Alamo Bowl. Our head coach is Lincoln Riley, and here he is with Keely Eure.
This is your prescription to win, brought to you by USC Pharmacy.
Proud partner of USC Athletics.
USC Pharmacy is operated by the USC Man School.
Learn more at pharmacies.usc.edu.
Coach, here we are in San Antonio. You described this as a full circle moment for you. What's it been like this week?
Yeah, it has. It's been a fun week with our team. The guys have handled the week well. The Alamo Bowl's been great to our players. They've been energetic at practice. They've had a great time with all the different functions and events. And then personally, it's certainly brought back a lot of memories. It's good to be back in Texas and in San Antonio and at this game, and kind of remind you how special this game really is.
You describe bowl prep as its own kind of like fall camp or spring ball. What has your team done with this opportunity?
Yeah, they've taken it and run with it. They really have. I mean, we're obviously playing with a lot of new players at different positions, and there's an excitement throughout the program because of that. For a lot of these guys to get, their real first opportunity to get it on a stage like this against a good football team is exciting. So we've got a team full of guys that are really excited to play, excited to get a chance to prove themselves, and a lot of guys that are going to become really great players for us in the future.
In that sense, who should Trojan fans look for in the game, and who has stood out to you in these practices?
Yeah, they'll probably have to check their programs and their rosters a couple of times throughout the game. But, yeah, there's going to be a lot. I mean, obviously you're going to be playing with a lot of new receivers, a few different offensive linemen, basically a whole new tight end group, some new faces on the D-line, a couple of new guys in the secondary. So, yeah, I mean, there's going to be a lot. But it's going to be fun. These guys are excited. They're ready to play.
Obviously, you have a tremendous respect for Coach Dykes and what he's done at TCU. What have you seen from his team in 2025, and how do you best attack them on Tuesday?
Well, they're in this game, so they've obviously had a very good year. You don't get to this game without having a pretty darn good year. And they were, agonizingly close to winning, to being a double-digit win team at least. So they're very experienced. They have a lot of guys that have played a lot of football for them. And it's just the roster's kind of littered with seniors and juniors all across the board. So, yeah, it'll be one of the most experienced teams that we've played all year. They've got several high-quality players, several NFL-level players on both sides of the ball. They've shown the ability to certainly be explosive offensively, and then they've really done a nice job defensively all year. So it's a tough group. It's a good challenge, especially against a group that's as experienced as they are.
Well, Coach, thank you for the time all year and today, and good luck on Tuesday.
You got it, Keely. Thank you.
All right, thank you to Coach and Keely. Back live now with Keely. And Keely, who's playing in this game today?
That's a great question, Jordan. Now, I will say, if you look at the availability report, it might be shocking to see how large it is. It definitely is the largest out column I've ever seen. But if you've been paying attention to what Coach Riley was telling us over the course of the bowl practices, not too surprising. I will highlight, though, what did surprise me. Alani Noah is out today, so he will not be playing. Hayden Treater will be in his spot there. And then Wayman Jordan was listed as questionable. Now, I heard from being around the team that he wasn't really available to play, and yet he comes out in full pads and is warming up. He was with the special teamers. I was watching him try to make some cuts on that ankle, and it seems like he's a little bit still kind of ginger with that ankle, and of course you would be after having surgery. The speed is obviously still there, so I'm curious if this is just let's get you some work, maybe a fancy rehab session during warm-ups, or if we'll see him in this game. So that's what I have right now, but it's kind of it's all over the place. This is how the bowl games have become. Definitely some new faces. You heard Coach Riley say you're going to need your roster and double check some numbers during this game.
And by the way, I should say this is Keely Eure's High Noon Game Day Report. And the monitor in front of us, they're showing Eric Henderson. Your understanding, too, is that he will be calling the defense today?
Yes, from what I was told, it was a planned mutual agreement. Coach Lynn had planned to call this game today, but last night when the news came out about Lynn's plans to leave for Penn State, it was a mutual agreement between him and Coach Riley for him to depart, and as such, Henderson will handle defensive play calling today.
Five-man front today, baby. Get as many defensive linemen as you can. Six-man.
What happens when you give the defensive line coach the keys, Shaun? What do you guys do?
Pass rush. Tackle the running back on the way to the quarterback.
Sua, any thoughts on you? How does Coach Henderson handle this? Especially if he only has 24 hours. It's not like he's changing the game plan that much, right?
5-2 and a cover one. That's all. That's what you're going to get all game long.
Yeah, give me 3 seconds back there, DBs. We're getting to the quarterback today.
The DBs will be at 12 yards, Jordan.
Well, this TCU team, they come into this thing with a huge opportunity now to take advantage of USC. Where are they looking at the Trojans? If you guys look at TCU and you say, hey, this is pretty much their A squad, what's TCU looking at USC and trying to figure out right now?
They probably think we should win this game. I mean, they got a lot of guys out. I'm sure Coach Dykes is telling them, hey, man, they got a lot of dogs out of this fight. Let's take it to them today. This is a big game for them. They're going to be fired up in this one. Trojans got to match that kind of energy.
Cody, do you think they're preparing for Mayava or Longstreet?
I think they're preparing for Jaden Mayava. I would, at least, because there's a lot of film on Jaden Mayava. You really don't know what you're going to get from Hassan Longstreet because it's a small sample size. So I mentioned it when we did the Victory podcast. These type of games, especially in today's era of college football, are huge for who can make those in-game adjustments. You're going to come out with a game plan. You anticipate, this player being out there and this guy playing, but then that's all going to change once the first quarter happens. Coaches are going to change their game plan as well throughout the game. Who can make those adjustments and then capitalize, in the second half and towards the end of the game?
Jordan, if I can jump in here, we actually heard from Coach Riley talk about Hassan Longstreet and saying that, obviously the 4-game redshirt rule really capped what they wanted to do with him. He said if it wasn't for that rule, they would have played him more. And of course, we know that bowl games, it doesn't count against your eligibility. So I wonder if they're going to try and just get some time here for Hassan. I know you guys have been speculating about that. But it seems like the way that Coach Riley said it and the timing he said it so far in these bowl game practices, it seems like, especially since Longstreet hasn't re-signed, maybe this could be a chance to be like, hey, we still care about you and your future here at USC. Here's a chance to do some work tonight.
But that's what I can't figure out, Keely, because the way Sua's talking is Sua's like, hey, play Mayava 2 series and then call it a day. He can go wear a baseball hat and we'll just watch Hassan play quarterback. Whereas I think what you're describing is like a Hassan package, because it's not like Hassan would have randomly started a game this season if there was no redshirt rule. He would have just played more in the red zone the way he did at the beginning.
Sure, yes. And I don't think that they would hand him the keys for this game and then be like, okay, Mayava's our starter next year. I think this is something where, they would introduce more packages. Because you can.
If I'm Jaden Mayava, I want that to happen. This is my football team. I'm not going to sit back and let a freshman who I know is very talented just go take this game and have an opportunity. I'm playing in this game. I'm healthy. I'm ready to go. I want to jumpstart in the next year. But I do believe they will have some packages for Hassan Longstreet.
Is this a sick joke about my best in-game pick? Like, are you guys trying to do this on purpose? This is collusion at the highest level.
I think Cody's right. Like, Cody, I'm just saying, if you're the quarterback, you're not like, hey, let this kid go. Watch, he throws for 300, runs for 100, and that's how you go to the offseason?
No, thanks.
If you're the guy, if you believe you're the guy, are you worrying about your backup?
Yes. This is college football. In the NFL, college football, you are replaceable. The coach's job is to find someone that's better to take your spot, and it's your job to fight everyone else off. At least that's what good programs do.
No matter what the backup would do today, it would still be Mayava's job to lose. So if you're scared, go to church.
True, but to Jordan's point, if Hassan Longstreet comes in and plays well, which I think, and obviously I hope he stays, I think he has a very bright future ahead of him. Yeah. But if that happens,
I pray to God he
then
stays.
Obviously, there will be some controversy. So if I'm Jaden Mayava, I'm playing, showing what I can do.
The most popular man in any football team is the backup quarterback. So, that's
when things go wrong.
That is certainly true. Sua already gave a sneak peek at his pick, but you're going to hear it officially in the next and final segment. This is the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by YETI.
Love staying ahead of the game with the latest tech? Meet Helium Mobile, the first phone carrier powered by the people. Experience coverage from the nation's largest 5G network and a network built by people like you. For just $20 a month, get unlimited talk, text, and data. Plus, earn crypto for contributing to the network, which you can use to pay your phone plan. Whether you're a USC Trojans fan, student, employee, or just trying to save a buck on your phone bill, Helium Mobile is for you. Make the switch today at HelloHelium.com. Fight on.
If you are a fighter, Modelo is your reward. So listen close. You put up with a lot, but you always hold it down for your people. You are strong. You are fearless. You are the baddest on the block. You are an elbow grease factory, a force of nature. You are not to be reckoned with. You are a ride or die, a powerhouse of productivity. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. You've earned every last drop of this rich golden lager, so raise it up high. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Looking for the play of the day? That's easy. Fight on to victory with USC and fly on faster with ONT, the fastest and easiest airport experience in SoCal. Not to mention, Ontario International Airport has over 90 nonstop flights to 30 major destinations with less traffic coming in and out. In other words, getting there is a breeze, and so is following our Trojans anywhere the season takes them. Because let's be honest, faster is always better when it comes to your airport. Start planning your next journey today at SoCalSoEasy.com.
It's time to recharge, reconnect, and rediscover your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino. And with your resort favorites back in action, there's all of the excitement and comfort you love with the peace of mind you can depend on. So whenever you're ready for a little rest, a little relaxation, and a lot of fun, we'll be here. Play your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino today.
This is the Alamo Bowl, USC TCU on AM 1070. For all your news coverage, hear it right now on 97.1 FM KNX News Radio. USC football, fight on.
One final segment of the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by YETI. It's been our pleasure, as it has been all season long, bringing you this show. I get to hang out with my favorite people and even two of my favorite people back there in the studio. Miss you guys. This is always a blast, and it comes down to this with our picks, guys. This is a tight one. It says on my notes that Keely won the last time we played. How about that?
Did I really?
It says Keely wins UCLA week with King Miller pick.
Let's
that
go.
was months ago.
That was a month ago.
Months ago. Who knows? But it sounds right. That puts her just one behind us, Sua. You feeling the pressure?
Not at all.
Of course.
We're true to this, not true to this.
You sounded worried last segment. You were talking about
You guys were literally hating on my entire pick as a collective group. This was ridiculous.
Coming from the guy that said he would follow people back on Twitter if they voted for your pick.
What does that have
So
to? What
true.
about isms? Don't change what just happened.
Let's call that the low point of this year's Trojan
And
Tailgate
it's
Show.
for the
presented by
high
YETI.
that hard at that. You know what?
Can we get to our intro here, and we'll get to
Sure,
this
do your
week's
thing.
Old Dominion Best in the Game picks.
The best in the game.
Is brought to you by Old Dominion Freight Line,
Official freight carrier of USC Athletics.
helping the world keep promises.
All right, Keely, you got one to catch us here. What's it going to be?
Look, I am in a lose-lose situation here because to give you,
could win.
an idea, here in Texas, they're trying to get me to change my pick last minute, maybe just to get Sua to yell at me.
Just saw the depth chart, and your guy literally wasn't on it. So just
Look,
friendly advice.
I expected Carson Tavarachi to be at running back because the running back depth was low. So then I went to the tight end depth and I said, who should I go for? And I said Walter Matthews, okay? Yeah. I've seen him in practice, former 4-star recruit. I thought this was going to be a game where, he might make a name for himself.
Maybe
and
it
that's
is.
still maybe true. So I'm going to go bold. I've gone bold when I've gotten my wins, and I will, and I will just say I consider this a win on the season. I actually got wins this year. I didn't last year. So this is a dub for me. Thank you.
You got your wins with Jade Mayava and King Miller.
And it should have been Jakeem Stewart, too, against Iowa. But there's no justice in this system.
You know what? Producer Gia is rooting for you, and that's what matters.
And that's why I love Gia.
Sua, you can officially unveil your pick.
Does it matter?
It always matters. The fans get to vote, Sua. Today could be your day.
You're in a tie with Jordan. What do you mean? It doesn't matter. What are you talking about?
And we ended last year in a tie.
How many points does Shaun have?
0 points for Shaun.
Sucks to suck. I don't think Hassan will be playing because apparently he's only getting 2 packages. One's to punt and one's to kick the ball off. So not sure what's going to happen.
He's out there watching him warm up right now.
Yeah, well, we'll see how many snaps. If he doesn't get more than 20 snaps, I should get a free,
No,
please.
Here he
goes again.
Cody, your turn. Sua's pick is Hassan Longstreet, everyone who's taking notes at home.
I've pretty much used everyone on offense, so I'm going on the defensive side of the ball. I'm going with the Carlos Nicholson. I think he's going to have a big challenge today going up against Eric McAllister, and I think he wins that challenge. I need 1, maybe 2 interceptions, and one of those being a game-stealing pick for him to get the dub, but I expect a big game for the Carlos in his last game as a Trojan.
Shaun, you low-key saved a gem for this game.
Yeah, guys, but I'm going audible. Can. Omaha, audible from Shaun. I'm not picking King Miller. Too easy, guys. I'm going Jay-Z, Josiah Zamora for the last pick of the season. Number 44, my mother's maiden name. Let's go, Jay-Z.
Your mother's maiden name is number 44?
No, Zamora.
A great Trojans Live guest, Josiah
I know what
Zamora.
Zamora
He's
in
on
high
the depth
school.
chart today.
Can I just add an actual thought here? William Jordan's actually taking the first reps with the running back group and is looking pretty full speed. So
Sue, have you picked
would
him
give
yet?
a guess.
I think I did pick him already.
Can I pick William?
Yeah, Sue, you won with him against Purdue.
I can pick
Congratulations.
Raymond Jordan and King Miller.
You won
Jordan,
him,
who you
Keely?
got?
I think I've already picked him according
All
to
right, I got
producer
10
Gia.
seconds. Who's my pick? I'm going with Tanook Hines. Of course I am. Easy dub, taking the win. Enough talking. It's time to play football. The Valero Alamo Bowl is next on the USC Trojans Media Network.